The United States presidential elections. The ultimate reality show that the whole world can't help but tune into. It's like The Bachelor, but with nuclear codes. Everyone has an opinion on the US elections. And why wouldn't they? It's like watching a car crash. You just can't look away. I mean, are these people really debating about the same 4 policies each election, stuck in time? So, the party that's running now is also in power now. Why are they not doing all of these things they are promising to do in the next term, right now? And really, you look at the qualifications of these two, and you struggle about who to choose? Let's start our journey in Europe, shall we? Europe, where the cheese is aged, the wine is fine, and the opinions on American politics are, well, let's just say they're as sharp as a French Camembert. To our friends across the pond, the US elections are a mix of Monty Python and House of Cards.
Anyone want to try out an American accent for me?
Yeehaw! So, howdy, partner. We're going down to do some shooting.
They watch confused as candidates debate like they're on a daytime talk show. Like, did he just insult his opponent's mother? Yes, Jean-Claude, he did. Or looking at something like this.
Radical left. Will you shut up?
Now, let's head over to Asia. In China and Japan, the elections are seen as a chaotic festival of democracy. Imagine trying to explain the Electoral College to someone who's never seen a college football game. So, the person with the most votes doesn't always win. You mean the winner doesn't win? Exactly. It's like a game of rock, paper, scissors, but with more yelling. In Japan, they're fascinated by the drama and the sheer unpredictability. It's like watching a soap opera with a $1 billion budget.
You love America.
I love America. You love America?
In China, there's a mix of amusement and strategic interest. They're like, let's see which unpredictable leader we'll be dealing with next. Moving on to Africa, where the elections are both an inspiration and a source of head-scratching. They appreciate the democratic process, but are often baffled by the personalities involved. Did that guy just promise to build a wall? Yes, he did. And it's going to be, quote, huge. In many African countries, the elections are a lesson in how democracy can be loud, messy, and yet still function. It's like a family reunion with too much wine. Everyone's talking over each other, but somehow decisions get made. Now, let's hop over to Latin America, where the US elections are seen as both a telenovela and a strategic chess game. Our amigos are particularly interested in how US policies might affect them directly. And yes, they do appreciate the theatrics. Is he dancing to Despacito to get votes? Si, Maria, he is. That seemed a bit desperate. But listen, in Latin America, there's a mix of humor and concern. They enjoy the show, but are keenly aware of how US policies can impact their economies and immigration policies. It's like watching your neighbor set off fireworks. Fun until one lands in your yard. And the Middle East. Here, the US elections are viewed through a lens of cautious interest and skepticism. Will the new president use the big red button or broker peace? It's a valid question. The Middle East pays close attention because the stakes are incredibly high. The US president's policies can mean the difference between conflict and diplomacy. It's a high-stakes game where everyone is a reluctant participant. So, what does the rest of the world really think about the US elections? In short, they find it fascinating, frustrating, and downright bizarre. But most importantly, they know it matters. The global community is watching closely, popcorn in hand. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good drama? Especially one that involves potential leaders throwing shade on Twitter. It's like a reality TV show where the prize is a nuclear arsenal. But in all seriousness, the world watches because the outcome affects everyone. From climate policies to trade agreements, the decisions made in the US echo around the world. So, the next time you find yourself watching a US presidential debate and wondering, what must the rest of the world think of this circus? Just remember they're thinking the same thing, but with a mix of fascination, concern, and a touch of schadenfreude.